Now, our correspondent and Abuja Bureau Chief, Amadin joins me for more on the transfer of baton in ECOWAS leadership. Amadin, good evening to you. Kindly tell us about the new ECOWAS chief, Julius Bio.
Okay, just like you said earlier, he's the president of Sierra Leone. And for the Sierra Leoneans, this is going to be a delight for them because they've not had that chairman of the authority of heads of state and government since I think about 1981. Fortunately, it's got back to their turn. Is usually sometimes is a 2-year tenure. Is meant to be a 1-year tenure, but you have the opportunity to be re-elected for a second tenure. And for Nigerians, we've been very fortunate. Every Nigerian president has had the opportunity to serve as the chair of the ECOWAS authority heads of state and government. In fact, right from President Olusegun Obasanjo till date, every Nigerian president has had their own shot. But for the Sierra Leoneans, just like I said, since the 1980s, they've not had that opportunity. Now they are having that opportunity, and Africa will be looking forward to their leadership.
So what does East emergence mean now for West Africa?
Now, remember that ECOWAS is a regional economic bloc. And with the states you have in ECOWAS, the presidents come together and make far-reaching decisions for the region. Now, ECOWAS has had its own challenges, just like other regional development blocs across Africa. We have about 8, but with the Alliance for Sahel states, which just started, it makes it up to 9, though they are not yet registered with the African Union. But just like others in Europe, the European Union, ECOWAS has its own challenges. But I think considerably ECOWAS has progressed. So with Sierra Leone now taking that chair, the Sierra Leonean president will be able to see if he can push development when he speaks with his fellow heads of state within the regional bloc, speak to issues affecting Sierra Leone, and so it's going to be a plus for the Sierra Leoneans, and also hopefully ECOWAS will benefit from the leadership of Maada.
Now, you talked about the Sahel states. Can Bio be a rallying point between ECOWAS and these states, the Sahel states, Niger, Burkina Faso, and the likes, that left the bloc having expressed reservations under the body while Tinubu was in power?
Now, for the Alliance for Sahel states, I don't like to compare them to ECOWAS because in terms of GDP, in terms of population, they dwarf ECOWAS. We are talking about ECOWAS almost 400 million in population. And when you talk about the Alliance for Sahel states, you are talking about just 60-something million, each of them boasting of. In fact, when you bring 4 or 5 states in Nigeria, when you bring the 4 largest states in Nigeria, Kano, Lagos, add like 2 more, they even surpass the Alliance for Sahel states in terms of number. So I don't like to have that comparison, make that comparison, because the Alliance for Sahel states still have their challenges. If you talk about data, you talk about empirical facts, you see that they are also battling terrorism. Remember that the Sahel has become a hotbed for terrorism since the fall of Libya, where a lot of weapons belonging to the former Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi went into the wrong hands. So it got to the point is even spilling over to Nigeria because we border these states. So the Alliance for Sahel states, I think they still need to tackle their own insecurity challenges, their own developmental challenges before they can become a voice to reckon with. We're not talking about social media clickbaits and propaganda now. We are talking about facts. But for ECOWAS, ECOWAS has gone a long way. The problem with Nigerians when they view ECOWAS is that we always think that other ECOWAS member states are developed as Nigeria. Nigeria is big in size. We've achieved a lot in terms of development. We are the largest contributor to ECOWAS. We are the largest country in ECOWAS. That is why every time the Nigerian president comes on board, fellow Africa heads of state, ECOWAS member states believe that let's push it to Nigeria. They can be a rallying point. So it is Nigeria that is expected to be that rallying point to see that ECOWAS achieve its objectives and achieve its developmental aspirations. Remember, we are talking about regional integration. We are talking about a common currency. We are talking about movement between member states of the ECOWAS sub-region. So indeed, Nigeria can be that rallying point because we are the largest in terms of population, we are the largest in terms of GDP, we are the largest in terms of everything.
Okay, so having said that, Amadin, let's put the administration or the tenure of Nigeria's president in this scope. Would you say that ECOWAS has achieved more under the outgone Nigerian president, Tinubu?
Now, remember that when the alliance, when Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso pulled out following the coups in their country, many people thought that this was the disintegration of ECOWAS. This was the point where ECOWAS needed to make a decision, either going forward or it will collapse. But I still think that President Tinubu has done considerably well because even among the heads of state, there was that loss of self-belief. But President Tinubu was able to rally them, keep ECOWAS united.
Okay, I think we just lost communication with Amadin right there, but then thank you for your analysis of this particular story. And we go on a break right now. When we return, we'll bring you more stories on the news. Don't go away.